Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to another pre-market analysis live stream. Let's jump right into the content. Morning, Stack. Morning, everyone. All right, so we did have some news coming out of Europe. Not very impactful though. Retail sales, pretty negative for them. I think they will suffer more than us here regarding the inflation and recession, right? They have a currency crisis right now. Euro is dropping pretty hard against the dollar. And also on top of that, they have a lot of inflation. All right, but let's here in the US, we did have initial jobless claims. It came a little bit higher than expected. I figured that the market is holding right there because of that. Not very much, like just 10% above. It's just 16,000 more than expected. And the continuing jobless claim is above the average, though, the expectation. Then for the rest of the day, we have a couple speakers here, Waller and Master. All right, but Master is after trading hour, so both of them are after trading hour. Evans at 1, and the auction bills at 11:30. So pretty much a clean schedule for the rest of the day. We have a natural gas storage, but we don't trade natural gas or crude oil. All right, so that's what we have today. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a sideways day today, given the fact that tomorrow we have NFP, and the market might be just expecting that. Now, I was doing some research yesterday, and I was asking myself why the market is going up, and it's based on a high expectation that the Fed could flip-flop at any time. And for that, I just want to type in here Fed rate hike probability. You have the CME, or you have the other ones, right? So we do have 325, 50 basis points for the next one, and 50 basis point is gaining weight right here. Remember, the Fed was saying 75 basis point for the next meeting as well. Now the market is pricing in a 50 basis point. Like, look, this is gaining weight right here. 350, 375. So let's see. And that is because of a UN article asking the Fed to flip-flop or just stop raising rates. The UN, the UK, UK is already flip-flopping though. They're not raising rates anymore, and they are putting some more money into the economy. They're doing QE, all right? So that's why. But I think the market is having certain expectations. Let's see how this ends up. All right, the dollar. I want to show the dollar for the DXY yesterday. I don't know why my chart is this. This daily candle is so bullish. I know for a fact that the dollar did not close on the top, so I think it's flawed. So I went to the US dollar, the Dow Jones index, the US dollar index for the Dow Jones. So this is slightly chart. I like the DXY better. That's the one that I use, but I saw the daily candle and I said, all right, that's not the right chart. So I went to the US dollar index of the Dow Jones, and I saw in reality how was the daily candle, right? If you see this graph, this chart is slightly different because there are only 4 currencies involved in this calculation, whereas in the other one is 6 or 7. Okay, so if you see here in the in this one, we already went through this base rally this week from this day, this base candle right here. We went through the lows, right? In this one, we haven't yet. Sorry. So this is the DXY. All right, this one. In this one, we haven't yet. But that's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in watching the daily candles here, okay? So yeah, it looks similar. It's not the same chart, but it's a US dollar index as well. And it has another scale though. So the dollar looks pretty bullish today, although I do think have some supply right here. And if I see the euro dollar chart, I can recognize that this is a good demand in the euro dollar chart. So I want to pay attention to this, right? So if I would pay attention 100% to the dollar and not anything else, right? For me to take a short today, I will need the dollar to do this. And here is where I will take the short in the equity markets, okay? Until we do this, I think it's a risky short unless we are down here, okay? Unless we come back to this area and then we start to bounce back up, okay? So this is a short configuration for me regarding the dollar. And the long configuration for me with the dollar today, it'll be like this. Here, some basing candles and a reversal from here, right? Also, this is the second setup for me. And this is a no-brainer. If you've been in this life long enough, you will know that this is a setup for the long in the equity markets, okay? I don't know if you guys see it. Yeah, the ticker symbol for the other one is US dollar. If you type in here US dollar in the trading view, you will have the other chart. If you want to see this one is DXY, okay? I like the DXY better, but sometimes if you guys see this week, this is not a real transaction. There are not transactions in this. In the other chart, this week is not like this, okay? So I just ignore this one, right? I just care about the areas, right? The levels. So these are the scenarios for me regarding the dollar today. I'm gonna be honest. I do think we could have a sideways day today. It's pretty likely. Tomorrow we do have NFPs. All right, the bond yields. So bond yields are behaving bullish today. If you go to the daily, we take the drawings out. Yesterday we have a very, very important move up in the yields. Now today we're in front of this supply. Okay, if we go to a lower time frame, we do have some supply right here, right? And same thing. So this is very, very coherent with the US dollar. So this is a 30-minute. I would say, for me, for the rates, probably I wouldn't need a retest. I don't watch this chart so in detail. So if this happens, fine. But if we happen to broken this high right here, I will consider this a continuation to the upside. I will rely more on the dollar for this type of move than in the yields, right? But I do think the yields have the potential to hold this level. If it doesn't, then yes, we will have a pretty nice long in the equity markets, right? Remember, I'm waiting a sideways day. So today I will be focusing in tradable reactions, right? The majority of them tradable reactions. and my risk and reward ratio is going to be 3-1, right? No more than that. If I'm expecting a sideways day, I don't want to be so aggressive with my target and expect a 6, 7, or a 5-1, okay? Today, tradable reactions, 3-1, keeping my risk small so I can hit that 3-1 with a higher probability, okay? The VIX. So here's the VIX. We talked about the VIX yesterday. I said, all right, there's a bunch of supply right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And out of these 7 trading days, we had 2 engulfing bearish candles. So there's a lot of supply right here. Okay, so and we came here yesterday and immediately we sold off. Okay, but in the contrary, there is some supply. I don't think this is the most high quality supply, but there's some supply right here, and we can bounce between these 2 areas for a little bit. I'm saying few days. Okay, so I don't want to ignore this demand, and this is the only chart that tells me that the market could drop today. Okay, but like I said, we are trapped between these 2 areas of high quality, so I don't want to like try to improvise with this chart. If it breaks one of the areas, fine. But if it doesn't, I will expect still a sideways movement. But this one is the only one that is setting up for a short in the equity markets. The dollar is not, and the bond yields are not either. Okay. All right, let's continue on. Crude oil. It didn't have much of a move yesterday, 1.5%. And now we're sideways right here, still within the supply. At this point, the supply is being used up almost at 100%. So I don't think this supply can work. Okay. After this level 89, I do have 92.50. Okay. All right, the ES. Pretty tough day for me yesterday. I did see the longs here, but I got stopped out, and then I was trying to short. If you guys didn't watch my recap, I think there's a lot of things to learn from my mistakes yesterday. So just doing the video was a learning process for me. All right, so here the ES, we do have this pivot that ultimately came here. Let me get rid of this area, because if you guys see, let's go to the 4 hours, right? The 4 hours is it's not precise, right? It's not to the tick, but we did have this pivot right here. So we broke out to the upside and we came here to retest these areas, okay? And you think about it, if you think about it, this is not the area. The area is in this entire consolidation period, right? And this is a 3, 4, 6. This is an overnight pivot, right? So we came here, we retested, and we're trying to continue to push up. But like I said, we might have a range today, probably within yesterday's range, but we'll see what happens. All right, let's go to the lower time frame, 30-minute. Here, overnight, this is the overnight, the London Open. I don't want to like I don't want to emphasize my trading in overnight areas because I don't use them. But this one is a drop-based drop, and it has this little wick here retesting, and at 8:30 with the news, we came here, and then we are dropping a little bit. I want to say today we might stay within this range, right? And I will try to trade accordingly with the dollar and expecting a range bound day. Same scenario with the NQ, but the difference here is that we hit some sort of supply that we didn't have in the ES, and we are rejecting that level. Is this going to work? I definitely don't think so, because of the dollar and the yields, but nevertheless we have to keep playing the scenarios that we have, right? So the supply is right here and it's working so far. If we go down to a lower time frame, let's go to the 4 hours. We did have this scenario. The NQ was a little bit more bullish, right? Because if you guys see, this is the same pivot created in the ES overnight, but the NQ did not reach that pivot, okay? And we bounced from here. This entire area was a massive area that we had here for a supply. So we blew the supply and we came here, turned into demand, and we are trying to push higher, okay? Let's go to a lower time frame. Same here, we came to the London supply. But here's the thing. This supply is completely used up right now. Okay, so if we happen to revisit this level, I wouldn't pay attention to it as it was fresh, meaning I do expect if we come back to this level, we can have some continuation to the upside. Okay, and regarding the demand, we do have this. We do have the pivot from yesterday, okay? So I don't want to discard this pivot, but it all depends on the context that we have. Sorry. So it's there we go. All right, so this is the demand that I have from yesterday. It's a draw-based rally, and it has this little retest this week here retesting. Let me see if I have a better there you go. So this is the one. You have this 5 minutes right here, 11,427, and we need to risk up to the pivot, okay? For a tradable reaction, this will be a pretty nice setup right here. If we get to this area, right? It looks like we're gonna range bound the entire day. All right, so I just want to take a look at the RTY pretty quick. I haven't seen this chart in 2 days. Let me take the drawings out. Okay, so the RTY actually broke to the upside, all of them, right? Oh, it didn't. But the RTY is responding a lot better to the supply. You guys see this pivot? It has a lot of supply right here. So I have this one, and I have this base drop on the daily, and look at what the supply is doing right there. So the RTY is a chart that is reacting pretty nicely to the supply, right? Let's see what happened with the other ones. But I think this one, having these 2 days of some so bullish behavior, like I've said always, I don't have much demands right here in these 2 candles. Demand is right here, right? Where the pivot is, where the sideways movement, where the consolidation happens, okay? So if we have a bearish day either today or tomorrow, I don't think today, but most likely tomorrow, it's going to be quite easy for me to think that this is going to be violated, okay? Or at least to this demand, okay? Like I said, I wouldn't try the short so happily, if you will. I will need the dollar to break to the upside and a retest. Apple had a bullish engulfing candle yesterday on the daily, but we haven't gotten to the trend line yet. So we might have some upside here in Apple, okay, till up to 148.50. Okay, we're opening it up. We're gonna open at yesterday's closing, so we will have no gap. Okay, so that'll be it for me. I'll see you guys in 10 minutes for the live trading session. Okay, thank you.